Greetings, everyone, and welcome to 2024. And today's topic on Tangent that I want to discuss and go forward is a topic that I know will be very near and dear to Vinnie. It is called Welcome Back. Okay. I'm looking at the major parole eligibility people of 2024. Okay.
Vinnie, I can't help but thinking Mr. Cotter
Right.
when you say that.
Right.
Oh, I'm saying welcome back to the world. Hello.
This is my place, and these are my people.
My name is Arnold Horseshaft. Well, okay, so Freddie Boom Boom Washington is not eligible for parole in 2024, but Son of Sam, David Berkowitz, is. Now, as you know, Son of Sam was involved in a murder spree where he left 6 dead and 7 wounded. He's now 70 years of age, and come May of 2024, he is eligible for parole. The last time he was eligible for parole was back in 2002. And now he's eligible for parole in 2024. Since he has been in prison, he has become a model prisoner. He has become a clergyman. He has become a deeply devout Christian who has written 2 books on Christianity and love and the need for forgiveness and going forward with life. And he's eligible for parole in 2024. What are the odds, guys, do you think he's going to get parole in 2024?
Well, in horse racing, the maximum odds in horse racing, because of the tote board only has 2 digits, is 99 to 1, which means infinity.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's slim and none. Slim just left.
Okay.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
Nor can I.
Because of the level of carnage and what he did to the city. He turned his life around. That's great. So he can contribute to society on the inside, not on the outside, on the inside. I mean, prison is also penal. It's penal prison. We've got to punish.
Male prisons, of course, are penal, but
we need to punish. I mean, people need to be punished as well. It's not just about rehabilitation. It's not just, no, it's about punishment also.
So in other words, Vinnie, you have penal envy.
Yeah. You got to do the time. I mean, this is how many
he has done a considerable amount of time.
How many victims? How young were they?
Well, 6 dead, 7 wounded. So,
and they were young people. And then people that had families.
And in the courtroom, didn't he famously, one of them was Stacy Rabinowitz, I think, and didn't he famously sing?
I think it was Moskowitz. I think it was Stacy Moskowitz.
Didn't he sing in courtroom, like in front of her parents, Stacy is a whore?
I don't remember that. You may be right, but I don't remember that. But he was also at that point in time under the influence of these different devil-worshipping groups that had basically brainwashed him and put him on a path that he was receiving, directions from a dog.
Well, here's the test. Okay. Here's the test for the members of every parole board. Every parole board.
Everyone.
Would you want them living next door? Period. Would you like them living next door? Because if they get out, they're going to live next door to someone.
Well, no one wants us to live next door, so we'd never get parole.
If you are on the parole board, to me, that's the test. Would it be okay if he or she moved in next door to you?
Oh, good. Now,
well, they should put him in the house next door for at least a year.
On the topic of she, okay, guess who's up this year? Patricia Krenwinkel. Okay, one of the Son of Sam, actually one of the Charlie Manson family members. And she was involved in both the Tate murders and the LaBianca murders. She was the one that wrote Helter Skelter in the victim's blood on the refrigerator in the LaBianca house. She admitted to stabbing Abigail Folger 28 times. This is her 16th attempt to be freed. She's now 76 years of age. Her attempt at being paroled in 2022 was blocked by Governor Newsom in California. But as we did a story last year, Leslie Van Houten was just recently released. So now, does Krenwinkel stand a chance of being let out?
I think she probably has a chance. She shouldn't have a chance.
I would think so, yeah.
The thing about Krenwinkel that's a little bit different than Leslie Van Houten. Leslie Van Houten had put forward on her second and third trial a diminished capacity defense that demonstrated that she was under the influence of drugs and this, that, the other thing. Krenwinkel has never gone with that aspect of it. So that's what ended up costing her freedom in 2022, because Newsom was like, you know what, this isn't a case where she didn't know where she was doing or she wasn't under the,
they're convicted. Like, why are we listening to what their defenses would be at trial when they're convicted? Like,
I mean, like I said,
the jury of Van Houten,
the second trial of Van Houten.
Object. A jury of their peers found them guilty of the crime. We're not retrying the trial at parole, are we, Al? That's crazy.
Well, 2 out of 3, but I mean, because Van Houten in the second trial was deadlocked. Okay, so now Krenwinkel's never had that defense. She's never gone forward. I don't think she's getting out. Van Houten had been, really had done a lot in prison. She was actually she was the youngest. I mean, as I said last time, she was the youngest youngest woman on death row in the history of California.
Right, like they were on death row. They caught a break. They caught a break. Now they shouldn't get out on parole. That's crazy. That is just crazy, because when it happened and she was tried and convicted and the jury did what they did, they spoke. They spoke. The parole board should not override that. It's crazy. It's now Van, I'm trying to think of who should get out on parole. Not murderers. Murderers. How about somebody else? A shoplifter.
Well, Van, let's let you answer your question. Okay, in the restricted neighborhood that you live in, would you let Patricia Krenwinkel move in next door to you?
No.
Coming through the big gate and all the the security in the gas around and all the mockers that you live next to, and
if she agreed to walk the dog for us every day.
Well, now see, she may need a job. That's a way of getting parole. They just have a job out there. Yeah. Well, now let's go up to number 3.
Let me tell you something. My brother was paroled at least a half dozen, maybe a dozen times, and he kept going back.
And he kept going back, right? Like,
yeah.
He didn't have a job walking a dog in that high rent district that you live in.
He was a sanitation engineer.
Well, there's some that. I worked at the DPW.
What kind of offenses, Jonesy? What was a little B&E? What was it? Petty larceny.
He did a lot of bad things. It ranged from bugging when he was a kid with a gang in Newark called the Blue Max, to robbery with a knife. There's an amazing story, if I may go off on a quick tangent. I was walking down Kearney Avenue once, and I was wearing a Walkman listening to I Am the Law by the Human League, when I saw a man come running out of the dry cleaners. The owner of the dry cleaners was chasing him. I actually, for some reason, was inspired to join the chase. I chased the guy. The guy turned around and looked me in the eyes. The owner of the store said, "Call the cops." I went into the delicatessen and called the police. I got in the police cruiser, drove through West Hudson Park looking for the man. They never found him. It was my brother. And that's a true story. I chased my own brother. And when I told him, they caught him because he took a taxi from the bar directly to his house. He wasn't very bright. And when they caught him and he called our home, collect, I said, "The guy chasing you, that was me, Jerry." and he said, "I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't there, but Glenn, don't ever do that again. You'll get yourself hurt."
Wow.
I just brought everybody down, huh?
Yo, little brother, what you out there trying to discover? That's a scary story. That is
Well,
really-
Jonesy, fortunately, I don't see that your brother is on my list of parole eligibility people.
He's deceased.
But number 3 on my list is Ed Kemper. We remember Ed,
Who's that?
the famous co-ed killer, killed at least 10 people, including his own mother, from 1972 to 1973. Okay. He's 75 years of age now. One of his victims was 15 years of age. He's been convicted of 8 counts of first-degree murder. And he is eligible in July of 2024. He's applied several times since 1979 and hasn't got it.
Double-digit murders, and we're even like considering this for more than 2 seconds.
Within 1 year, right? So that's almost like one a month.
Yeah, he was pretty prolific. What happened was he would get this is back in the days when hitchhiking was very popular. So he would stop and he'd get these young girls, and that's why he was called the co-ed killer. Yep. See, Ben,
What's the deal with that word co-ed? Like, why? Like, co-ed, doesn't that mean like both? So why do we always say like, hey, did you check out that co-ed over there? It means a female. Why is that? I don't understand that. Like, co-ed to me always meant like both, right?
Well, because in the old days, it was a boy's school and a girl's school. And when the girls came in, they became co-educated with the boys.
Why wouldn't they call the boys co-educated if they were separate? I don't understand. So what did they call the boys? Ed?
Oh, that's the name, Ed Norton. Okay.
I don't understand now. Like,
Education.
it makes no sense. It makes no sense, Al.
Well, look, Vin, I don't write it. Okay, I simply mouth it.
Talk to your producer.
I'm going to have to talk to the producer on this one. But the last person who is up, and I know, Vin, this is one of your favorites, because I know, like, whenever you get like the back country, the
low country,
the the Beverly Hillbillies, that you always love these South Carolina cases.
Oh,
one of your favorites, Susan Smith, is up.
Don't let her out. Child killer.
Okay. She killed her 2 kids, age 3 and I think 14 months, by drowning them. Then blamed it on a black man. Okay. Story fell apart immediately. She was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 30 years.
It's 30 years.
30 years is up.
Oh.
30 years is up. In November of 2024, she's eligible to request release. She's currently 52 years of age. She's had some problems in jail, not the least of which is that having sex with guards and with sex with other prisoners.
And is that, let me ask you, is that really sex with guards, or is that being the victim of a sexual assault since you're a prisoner and you can't leave? I explain it that way as well. I don't know.
You could make that case, but it could be it could go either way, right?
Right. I mean, there was never a claim of rape in the
right. But isn't it the same as like with statutory?
A teacher.
Like,
you're right.
Right. Statutory rape. You're underage. You can't consent. Can a prisoner consent to having sex with the guard?
Well, the guards have all been fired. So, I mean, they all...
I know they're fired, but they've been prosecuted. Is that a crime? I don't know.
Yes, they were. Yes, they have been. They have. Okay. In fact, one, I think, did 3 months in jail or something like that. So they have been prosecuted on that situation.
Did he have sex with his guard?
No, I don't know.
That would be interesting.
But she has 11 male suitors that have petitioned to say that she has a place to live if they release her, and that they would get her employment.
Make it 12.
If you go online, you can see the transcripts of the phone messages from her little male boyfriends that are saying all these wonderful things about what they can't wait to see when she gets out. Interesting thing, Ben, is that and Jonesy, that she actually looks a hell of a lot better now than she did when she was trying.
Let me ask you this though, and this, I think this would be a consideration. Is she postmenopausal?
She's 52, so yes.
Well, I mean, maybe I could be late onset. I don't know, but like I think that's one thing. If I was her lawyer, I would bring up is that, listen, she's been through menopause. She's not gonna have any more kids. She won't be killing children.
And that's an interesting point. But some of the letters that she's written to her male suitors, okay, states that she can't wait to be a mother again, and that she thinks she'd make a very good stepmother, and that she would be interested in possibly adopting a child at some point in time.
You must know. I don't know what the rules are on adoption. I know there's a lot of children that need parents, but I can't imagine that a convicted child killer would pass whatever screening they have. But if she married somebody who had children, oh my goodness, like a single dad, that's scary. Yeah. That's scary. That's really.
I would think the 11 suitors would work against her at a parole board, because if she had one suitor, that would make sense. But if you have 11, that likely means you're a manipulator, and going against her to have 11 people saying she can come live with me.
It sounds more like a reality show. When she gets out, it'll be her and the 11 suitors, and which one will get the jail key to her heart. Like, what? It's crazy.
It's like the end of The Producers. Prisoners of love, blue skies above, can't keep my heart in jail.
Again,
we took jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Like, this is great. Jazz hands. Woo-hoo. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, after spending some time down in the Low Country and speaking with folks, that case, just like Son of Sam, that case has not been erased from the memory of folks. I think the people that have a chance after 30 years, after convicting murder, are the lower profile cases where, the public might not hear anything about it. Maybe the victim doesn't have family that has survived all through time, and then they have a shot. But do you want to be the person who sets Susan Smith free in South Carolina? I don't think so. I don't think you want to be that person. So,
well, just so you know, I mean, her ex-husband has petitioned the court to, that they don't want her out, and the family, they don't want her out. They think that, she's a monster, which she was and is a monster. But so of the four we've gone over, who would you say has the best shot?
The old lady from California.
Patricia Krenwinkel?
Yeah, because they're going to lean on Van Houten. It's a woman, and it's an elderly woman. So
76.
Yeah, that's
Jonesy. And Jonesy, you seem to have frozen.
I concur. I can only think that she could get out because of the Manson, like as Vinnie said, like the notoriety of it. But there has been precedent set now, so I would say her.
Okay. I don't think Krenwinkel will get out, because I don't think Krenwinkel has ever shown remorse with regards to Sam. And I do think that if Newsom is looking to be in a position to run for president or something along those lines, if something happens to Biden, that he's not going to want that to be on his situation. I think he can get away on, he could sell Van Houten a little bit differently. Krenwinkel killed two people, more than actually at least two, okay, and was at both murder scenes. Houten was only at one, and, has never shown that she had diminished capacity or that she had any, remorse with regards to what she's done. I think she's going to be a tougher sell. I think that, unfortunately, I think Susan Smith is probably in the best position out of the four.
Wow. All right. We shall see. And of course, if and when these things happen, we'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah. No. But I figured it'd be something interesting this year. This is what we've got to look forward to, as to these hearings. and we will be there, okay, covering them. And I know Vinnie will be covering them at Court TV, and I'm there every Monday night from 9 to 10 on his show. So we certainly will be doing that. And Jonesy, of course, will be covering it on the radio and going, what? So it's a beautiful situation.
Well, before we go, let me just say that Horshack was the only character on Welcome Back, Kotter who was offered his own sitcom. And they did one episode that was terrible. It was about Horshack's home life. So I just wanted to make sure we knew that, since the topic was Welcome Back.
That's very, very interesting. So the topic was Welcome Back. Thank you for being with us today. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye for now. Jonesy, send us out.